Good morning, everyone. We are so glad that you've joined us today for another reading 365. I am Floyd Stokes, and I'm so excited to be joined with Tina Nixon. And Tina is the Vice President at UPMC Diversity and Inclusion and Mission Effectiveness. And she, before that, was with the YWCA. And last year, we contacted her to help launch the 100 Women Reading. And that name is so deceiving because they just knocked it out the park. Over 225 women signed up and went into the schools and read. It was such a great energy, great effort. And we're just so glad that Tina was a co-chair of that effort along with Susan Hughley there at Capital Blue Cross, Tina. So we want to thank you, Tina, for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here to read to the children. So thank you.
Thank you, Floyd, and it's an honor and privilege to be here to read to you today. The book I've chosen is Karima and the Black Mermaid, who was written by one of my very dear friends, Julia Mallory, and illustrations are done by Takia Muhammad. So I'm going to jump right in and get started. Is that okay?
Yep, thank you.
Okay, and let me know if you can see what I'm showing you. So. Can you see it?
Yeah, so if you want to bring it a little closer to you, to
me?
Yeah, now we can see it good, yes.
Okay, you can see it good. Okay, here we go. On a beautiful summer night with the windows open, Karima had a dream involving the ocean. She tossed and she turned and tossed as her dream started to take off. In a distant land where the sun kissed the trees, there lived black mermaids that swam in threes. No one knows how they came to be. Some said they jumped from big ships because they wanted to be free. Their heads were smooth, their skin was dark, only they knew each other apart. They did not have legs for walking, but pretty fins that they used to swim. Part human, part fish, part lungs, part gills. Were black mermaids even real? They were bold and brave, swimming between the ocean waves. One day, under the bright sun, they were happy and having fun, playing their favorite games when they heard a voice calling out a name. Karima, Karima, the voice screamed. The black mermaids moved to the water surface as a team. As the black mermaids peeked above the water, they could hear what they assumed was a mother calling her daughter. Something was wrong. The woman was standing near the shore. One of the mermaids disappeared to look near the ocean floor. Was Karima missing? Was she in the water? These questions were on the black mermaid's minds. Then she saw a little girl that looked about 9. Her hair a black storm cloud, skin the color of cola nuts. Her eyes were completely shut. As the little girl slipped through the water, the black mermaids sprang into action, circling her body, their fins rapidly flapping. As they did, Karima began to rise. Reaching the surface, she opened her eyes. It couldn't be, could it? Awake from her slumber. Are black mermaids real? Karima wondered. Mommy, Mommy, Karima called out. Yes, child. What's all the fuss about? I had a dream, she said, as her mother sat at the edge of her bed. You did? Tell me more. Karima started at the beginning, retelling as much as she could remember. Wow, what a dream you had last night. Mommy, do black mermaids really exist? I'm not sure. What do you think? Karima shrugged. Her mother got up from the bed and gave her a hug. Unsure, Karima didn't know what to believe. Had it all been just a dream? She just couldn't tell. As she moved her pillow, she found a seashell. The end. So, in a distant land where the sun kissed the trees, there lived black mermaids that swam in threes. So, I'm wondering if anyone's thinking, are black mermaids real? Do they exist? And she found a shell under her pillow, so I don't know.
I'm smiling because it's important for I say if mermaids from other races are real, I say black mermaids are real as well, right?
Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes. Black tooth fairies.
Everything, everything.
Yeah, no, we believe in black, unicorns.
Absolutely. There
So
everyone there's representation for everyone. That's what
exactly,
I say. So
exactly. So Tina, again, you were the co-chair of the women reading last year. Do you want to, tell us a little bit about, your approach to that as being co-chair and what your thoughts were about how the event went?
sure. Well, I thought it was great to have an opportunity to be able to do this. Again, I know you have the 500-man reading event, and and I know we talked for many, many years, Floyd, about how do we engage women, and I think it's important that women are engaged in helping support children in their reading, children and young adults in reading and opening doors for them. So I was honored to be a part of the 100 Women reading, and I was truly honored that, as I knew they would, that women showed up. Over 200 women showed up that day to help support this wonderful initiative. I think, reading is the foundation of everything, and especially when we're talking about careers and education and learning, having that strong foundation of being able to pick up any publication and comprehend it is so important. And so important to our children. And again, I have twins and they are 23. And I have one, she loved to read. Her head was always in the book. My other twin, he liked to read things he was very interested in. So
Right.
it was a challenge, it was a challenge. So we had to go above and beyond to find the things that he was interested in. And then, once he classed on to, a topic or a subject, he would inhale it. So I think, when it comes to doing things, it's not a one size fits all. You kind of have to
Correct.
find what works for the kids that you interact with, you live with, you volunteer with. So and doing things a little differently. So I love to read. I'm sitting right here in my home office, and I have about 3 or 4 different books open at one time. And
Wow.
so it's really exciting to be a part of this. And I thank you for even, developing this and allowing us to be a part of it.
No, it's important, and I thank you. And we had Leanne and some other folks from UPMC Pinnacle. The support that you all give to the American Literacy Corporation, to reading and literacy, to children in this community, in a whole lot of different causes, is just invaluable. So you all are always lending your resources, whether it's money or time or what have you, and the work that you're doing, even now, is so important. We thank you for the hard work that you're doing. So please tell our healthcare workers, thank you. And, we don't thank them enough. So thank you.
Mhm. Yes, and I will let them know that we all thank them. And yes, these are trying times for a lot of us, but our frontline workers, they are working day in and day out to keep all of us safe. So the one thing, I will talk about is please make sure you wear your mask. please make sure you wash your hands. Please make sure you use your hand sanitizers. Those things will work in helping prevent and helping to eliminate individuals from contracting COVID. And furthermore, you know what? If you don't have to go out and you don't have to be around a lot of people, stay at home. So I think it's important that we all just adhere to that during these times where our numbers are going up right now.
Yes, yes. Can you tell us a little bit about your job there at UPMC Pinnacle as VP of Mission Effectiveness and Diversity and Inclusion?
Absolutely. Again, my job is it's actually two jobs folded into one, and both I'm very passionate about. I'm very passionate about serving our community, which is a piece of what I oversee. I oversee our community health initiatives, which includes what I call our boots on the ground folks. Those are folks that go out and take care of individuals that may not have access to health care. So we go to homeless shelters, we go to homeless encampments, just to make sure we're checking in and providing services to our most vulnerable in our community. We also work with a lot of social service agencies. We partner with our federally qualified health center, which is Hamilton Health, working very closely to provide services to the underserved and those who have barriers. I also, under my service line, I oversee spiritual care. And I have to say, our spiritual care team, some of the most dedicated people I've ever seen, especially during this time where families cannot go and visit their loved ones face to face. Our spiritual care team has stepped up in providing phone calls, FaceTime visits, providing resources to help people as they navigate through some of the things that are going on. I also am responsible for diversity and inclusion throughout our 7 hospital system. And I've been doing this work for over 20 plus years, but I am excited during this time that although tragic, some of the things that have taken place across our country has raised awareness to those who may have been, I'm going to say, temporarily blinded and deaf during these times, because racism isn't new. It's not something that just happened. It just so happened that we, as a country, we were at a standstill due to COVID, and people saw in real time the death of Mr. George Floyd. And I think that has raised awareness and, created this, swell of individuals that are saying, no more, it's time for a change. So I engage our staff in conversations around racism. I educate our doctors on cultural awareness and cultural competency, but I also provide a space for those who are hurting. I know for me personally, right after the George Floyd incident, everything that was coming to me, I had to take a time out and kind of find healing for myself. As a person of color, there's so many emotions that we've gone through. And I was very intentional about creating a space where people could have those very emotional, very traumatic conversations. And being able to help individuals walk through things like that is so important during this time. And I say this all the time, and it's one of my mantras: listening to understand instead of listening to respond. And that's what we individuals need to do a better job of. So my diversity and inclusion piece, as well as my community piece, really intersects when it comes to health disparities and health inequalities and addressing those. So we're doing a lot of initiatives in the community, like providing free flu shots for students in the Harrisburg School District and Susquehanna Township School District. We're getting ready to launch our mobile Center for Drug Addiction Treatment bus. That'll be coming up in the next couple weeks, where we are able to meet people where they are and provide the services that they need. I'm so proud of our home visit program. Without some of the folks that go in and help treat individuals that have barriers to leaving their house, we would probably be losing a lot of folks, in our community. So we really, under my service line and what we do, I don't look at it as a job. I look at it as, my life purpose and my mission in caring for our community. And again, engaging in those tough conversations around not just racism, but all the isms that impact quality of care and impact quality of life. The healthcare sector now is saying racism is a pandemic and we need to address it. So it's refreshing to have more individuals at the table having these conversations and helping us move this forward.
Yeah, definitely. I was so glad years ago when I heard that you were going to be in the position that you're in, and you've made a huge impact. I want to talk a little bit about the health disparities in our community. We're leading in the negative outcomes, whether it's, cancer, high blood pressure, heart attacks, just all those, kidney failure, the list goes on and on. What is, UPMC Pinnacle doing to address some of those issues?
I'm so glad you asked that, because we've been working on health disparities and health inequalities for some time. It just so happened COVID put that big spotlight on it. And so now, folks are understanding that they truly exist. And there's data to prove it. So one of the things that we've been working on is our Healthy Harrisburg initiative. That initiative is really to get folks moving that are impacted by chronic disease. And the first three areas that we are looking at for this project is obesity, diabetes, and hypertension. And we're doing 8-week cohorts of physical fitness, exercise education, mental health education, spiritual health education, nutrition education. We had to shift everything virtually. So we're doing online classes, we're doing social distance classes. We have a space that can hold, several, probably like 20 people, large enough to do line dancing. And I'm excited to say we had over 200 people enrolled in that initiative, and we're going to monitor them for 3 years. And so, again, we just finished our second 8-week cohort. We're planning for our third, which will probably kick off sometime in January. So I encourage anyone that's interested in, have a baseline assessment and ready to get moving, join us. I myself go to workout classes. I walk, try to do a 3-mile walk, every other day, and just to, not only to be healthy and help prevent some of the chronic illnesses that impact communities of color, just to feel good though. I mean, and I know it's a challenge for some folks to get out and walk in their neighborhoods. So we're trying to curate those spaces where you're not alone. You can join us, in person, online, and have some cheerleaders, cheering for you as you go on this journey. We're also really looking at addressing disparities by what we do in the schools with our youth wellness programs and addressing childhood obesity. Again, looking at the social determinants of health, because we know it's just not the health of an individual, but where are you living? How are you living? Are you working? What does that look like? And what can we do as a healthcare organization to address some of the social determinants of health that impact so many in our community? So working with our community partners, again, we can't do it alone. Right. We need other resources to help us. One of the things that we're looking at is workforce development. and developing a pipeline for individuals that want to get into healthcare, and offering, different volunteer opportunities, different co-op opportunities, different shadowing and presentations, so that our children understand that there's a multitude of options, and not only about the options, but also employment opportunities,
Yes.
and reimbursement for education. Now that we are integrated with UPMC, I'm almost certain there's discounts for college educations, bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhDs, those type of things. So really, my goal, and has always been, and part of my personal mission, is connecting individuals to resources and connecting individuals to experts, subject matter experts that can help us navigate some of the playing fields that people like us aren't in.
Right.
So that is something that's so important
Yeah.
to me personally.
Wonderful. Well, it sounds like you're definitely heading in the right direction, and with all those resources and helping the community with staying healthy, getting active, with the disparities there. So thank you.
And can I just say another thing? Because this is a disparity that's impacting women of color of childbearing years, and
Yes,
that's the rate of women dying from childbirth. And working with a wonderful doctor at our Lidditz campus, Dr. Cherie Livingston, who and and a partner has developed a organization that's called Patients Are Waiting, and they're really working on training doulas to help in communities of color. There's research shown by having a doula as part of the birthing process kind of decreases death during that time. So Dr. Cherie Livingston is really doing some great work around that initiative, as well as creating a pipeline for individuals of color to become successful in careers in healthcare. They provide support groups for students that are on this journey to become doctors, nurses, administrators, and again, and a network, building a network, so that, if you're in your third year residency and just need, uplifted, there's a group that you can go to. And she's doing some wonderful work down there in Lidditz, and I just want to applaud her for the work that she's doing and really get it out there. It's called Patients Are Waiting. They had a wonderful conference in September. I would go to their website and check it out. Some good
yeah,
stuff happening. Good stuff
yeah.
happening.
So Tina and Madison is listening in too. Send us some of those links, and we can put them in the comment box of this live reading. So even after we finish here, we can put those links in the comment boxes for people to access it.
Okay.
So no, those are great resources, great information, and to be honest, I just found out that that's a real problem, with, women, passing away and dying because of
Mm-hmm.
childbirth. So that's great. You have someone working on that, and your team is working on that.
Yeah, and again, there's a lot. Sometimes I get overwhelmed because there's there's great need, and again, limited resources. So again, that's why partnering with other organizations and getting the word out will have impact. But we're working on really trying to shift and move as a community to become healthier and
Yeah,
address. And when I say healthier, and I include racism in that.
yeah,
So we
good,
that's what we're working to do.
fantastic.
And so I will make sure I will send you these links. I'm writing myself a note.
Well, thank you, Tina, again, and thank
Thank
you
you.
again to UPMC Pinnacle for your wonderful support of the reading, the summer camp, you know, and other initiatives that we have, you know, the books that we've created together. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And have a great day, everyone. Thank you for being a part of Reading 365. We'll be here every single day at 11 o'clock until September 30th, 2021. Goodbye. See you tomorrow. Thank you.
Bye.